And welcome to Just for Clicks, guys. This is Michael Buckhouse, and this is live, raw, and uncut sports talk here on Thursday, opening day of the NFL football season. It is 2:30 in the afternoon here at 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, about 5.5 hours, 6 hours away. NFL season is here. Packers versus the Bears. The Bears. Before we get into the topic of today's show, Antonio Brown, let me go ahead and break down today's game for you. The Packers versus the Bears. Arguably the best rivalry in the NFL. If you do not think the Bears and Packers are at least a top 5 rivalry, I want to know what you are on. What kind of drugs are you on? The rivalries that are my top 5, number one's probably the Cowboys versus the Redskins. They had many epic battles in the they are division foes because they play twice like every year. They've had many epic battles. Next up, Packers versus the Bears. Once again, division rivals. Many epic games, many meaningful games. Kansas City Chiefs versus the Oakland Raiders. Yeah, I said it. And then, number 4, this is kind of where it starts to get cloudy a little bit. Because it just is a little bit. I want to say the Cowboys-Giants might even be up there. Top 4, top 5. And then, think about this. Think about it. Ready? I'm going to go with Colts versus Texans. I think they're a rivalry, a top 5. But it doesn't really matter. I'm going to break that down with Marcus here probably next week on the Marcus and Mike show, guys. So if you have not subscribed to the Marcus and Mike show yet, been a part of that, been a part of our culture over there, join us over there. We're on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, YouTube. We do have our own YouTube channel, the Marcus and Mike show. Search for it. That would be awesome, guys. But let me pick tonight's game for you here. Like I said, the Packers are traveling to Soldier Field to take on the Bears. They will kick off the NFL season, obviously. Aaron Rodgers' new head coach with Matt LaFleur. Mitchell Trubisky and the Bears come off a playoff disappointing loss. Their field goal kicker missed the field goal to win the game. But I think the Bears start the season 1-0 with a 17-9 win. I think it's going to be a low-scoring affair. Defenses usually, really excel on the first part of the season because, the defenses are more read and react. There's obviously schemes in the game, but at the same time, the offensive schemes have not really developed yet. You really get those really developing about, week 3, week 4, week 5. With that being said, 17-9 Bears. Alrighty, so let's get into Antonio Brown yet again. I feel like we talk about Antonio Brown every day in this offseason. First of all, it was the helmet issue. I don't like my helmet. My helmet doesn't... I don't even know why his reasoning behind not liking his helmet. Like he just said he wanted to use his old helmet that he's been using for 10 years. Okay, I get it, but you never told me why you want to use your old helmet. Does it feel better? There was never a reason why behind he needed a new helmet. Then we had the frostbite issue. He didn't wear shoes when he was in the cryogenic chamber, healing. And now he has an argument with his general manager. His boss, Wednesday at practice, his general manager issued him a letter basically saying, come see me, we're going to suspend you. And now it is big news. Now it is starting to come out that, he's possibly going to get released. He is all the guaranteed money is now gone out the window if he gets suspended. This and that and this and that. I was watching NFL Live earlier, right before we went on air here, and Steve Young came on air and saying, basically, you need to treat Antonio Brown with kid gloves. He is coming to you from a battered relationship, and you need to treat him like, he is God's greatest thing to walk this earth. Bull crap. Bull crap, Steve Young. Like, that is the most asinine thing I've ever heard. Why do I need to treat a quote-unquote superstar different from the offensive lineman that is second string making $1 million a year versus somebody that making $18 million a year? I do like what the Raiders are doing. They are saying that there is nobody better than the team. We are a team. Everybody's treated equally. Yes. If a lineman messes up at a club, he's going to get suspended. If Antonio messes up at a club, he's going to get suspended. There should be no special treatment. I don't care who you are. I like that. But then Steve Young says, you know what? You got to treat your superstars different. You need to handle them with kid gloves. You need to make sure they're well taken care of. They can do no wrong so they can perform. That's not true, my man. Mike Mayock and the Oakland Raiders have let Antonio Brown get away with a lot this offseason so far. The whole helmet issue, frostbite, and this is definitely the straw that's broken the camel's back. Like it or not, I like what the Raiders are doing. Now, should they go as far as releasing Antonio Brown? I don't know about that, but I do know there will be a line of teams waiting to pick him up. There will be a line of teams ready to pick Antonio Brown up if the Oakland Raiders release him. Just like there would have been a line of teams that were going to pick up Tyreek Hill if he were to get released from the Kansas City Chiefs. There are also teams interested in Kareem Hunt. So there are times that like superstars get superstar treatments. We've heard that. We see it in high schools. We see it in colleges. They get away with it. But at some point, too much is too much. And Antonio Brown, you have finally pushed the limit. You cannot argue with your boss in front of people on social media, on Twitter, on Facebook, on whatever device, social media you are on. It just cannot happen, man. Like, this is basically like me, a middle-class American, walking into my boss as the CEO of the company saying, you know what, man, you suck. You just don't do that. I cannot walk into my CEO's office and say that you suck, which he doesn't. He's a really good guy, actually. But I cannot walk in there and expect to keep my job or keep a civilized relationship. I don't know what Antonio Brown's thinking. Guys, if you are in the chat, I see you, Nick, over there. Thank you for joining us on the show. I do agree that Antonio Brown has pushed the limits too far. He has officially gone too far. The helmet thing, okay, cool. The frostbite, that was just messed up. Now arguing with your boss, your general manager, the guy that got you to Oakland, you're going to throw him under the bus and argue with him? Get out of here, Antonio Brown. Your egotistical superstar attitude has got you to this point. The Steelers babied you for 10 years or however long you were there? Man, it is time to get over yourself. It is time to grow up and be a professional athlete that you are. You realize that you are one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. And you are acting like a 6-year-old child. You're acting like a 6-year-old child. You're throwing a fit. My 2-year-old son, almost 2, he throws a fit about, he doesn't really throw a fit. He likes a pair of shoes, and he goes and gets them, but he has outgrown those shoes. But in his mind, those are his shoes still to wear. But we're slowly weaning out of him like that. He just doesn't understand the concept. Are we saying that Antonio Brown is basically mental capacity of a 2-year-old? it's his way or the highway? Are you going to throw us some more tantrums because you're not getting your way? Like about, I don't even know what the fight was about. I just caught the very tail end of all these conversations. Regardless, Oakland, I feel like you guys have made a mistake. You guys made a mistake of bringing Antonio Brown to Oakland. This man wants superstar treatment on a non-superstar team. John Gruden, I feel like if this was any other coach, not John Gruden, or not even Pete Carroll. I don't think Pete Carroll would be like this. But if he was a younger coach, let's say the Rams coach, what is it, Sean McVay, this would be okay. If it was Mike Tomlin for the Steelers, this would be okay. Antonio Brown, you have to realize where you are at. You are not in Pittsburgh anymore where Mike Tomlin is going to clean up your mess anymore. You are not at the LA Rams where Sean McVay is going to clean up your mess. You are not... You're not even at the Kansas City Chiefs where they would probably clean up your mess. You are at John Gruden and Mike Mayock's old school guys, Oakland Raiders. They're not going anywhere. John Gruden signed a 10-year, $100 million contract. He's not going anywhere. You're out the door, my man. Where does Antonio Brown end up? Miami. I think he'd be all right in Miami. They need a receiver. They traded away Kenny Stills. But this is all just for clicks, guys. Join us tomorrow. Hopefully celebrating the Bears win for all you Bears fans. We're going to break down some college games, maybe a college pick-em show. Who knows? Haven't really decided yet. Haven't really thought that far yet. Maybe we'll talk more Zeke. You guys want some Zeke talk? Nick is giving me the thumbs up there in the chat. Nick must be a Cowboys fan or a Cowboys hater. Or I could just say Lamar Jackson trash and get all the people riled up. Because Lamar Jackson is trash. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow. Some more trashy Lamar Jackson talk. But this is all just for clicks. Click that subscribe button. Click that follow button, guys. Give me a ranking. Have a good day. We out.